Well, while each of our native tribes has its own unique history, nowhere are our native roots better displayed than at the Chickasaw Nation's Cultural Center, a $40 million facility that took 6 years to complete. The center contains countless lifetimes of both culture and history, a true treasure for an Indian nation led for the last quarter century by one man, longtime tribal governor Bill Anoatubby. Well, Governor, to fully appreciate the economic impact that the Chickasaw Nation has on our state and our nation, I want to talk first about some of the history of the tribe and maybe some of the milestones that you see as important to the success of the Chickasaw Nation.
Well, you know, of course, our history predates the United States, but in more recent history, since maybe the mid-1970s, I can actually relate to them directly. I came to work for the Chickasaw Nation in 1975, and we had about, maybe 30 employees that worked for the tribal office. And we had a lot of challenges, things that really today we're engaged in, we're helping with. We had a lot of folks that needed work. We had folks that really needed to further their education. We had a lot of issues in the families, and you know, it's just a pretty serious situation. People need to be empowered. They need to be given opportunity. And it's not always to give somebody $1 so they can go buy something. They need their dignity, they need the ability to do for themselves. And that's what our people, it's what our history is about. We did for ourselves. We were self-sufficient. We were self-governed. And because of some things that happened in our history prior to statehood and after statehood, a lot of those things were changed within our own Chickasaw society. So from 1975 until today, there's been just a dramatic change. We have many people now with higher education degrees, and we have a lot of services that are available today that weren't available back then. It's all because of determination, effort, a lot of luck, I guess, too, and there's some resources that we didn't have available back during that time.
Now, you've been president of the Chickasaw Nation since 1987. In that time, which is, what, 25 years almost, going on 25 years, there have been some dramatic changes, as you spoke of, especially when in terms of business and vision. Can you relate some of those to me?
You know, in my tenure as governor, we've seen a lot of changes. A lot of it had to do with economics. The tribe itself, as a government, was dependent upon the United States for a lot of its resources, for functioning as a government, providing services to its people. In 1987, our Constitution had only been in place for about 4 years. So we were in a growth and a change period in 1987. But the first set of goals that we had related to economics, related to the tribal government and creating a stable operation, creating economic opportunities for our people, and having a level of self-sufficiency for our government and for our people that didn't exist at that point. When I took office about a year before, a message was delivered to our Chickasaw legislature that said that within 5 years, unless we did something to decrease costs, that we could be bankrupt. We were operating primarily from resources, were trust resources that were held by the United States, and very little income. And so we had to create some income, an alternative source for those revenues that we had been dependent upon. So we had to come with another alternative, and that would be the operation of revenue-generating projects, or in typical terms, businesses.